Gonna do two reviews, one quicker than the other. I saw Star Trek, Starfleet Academy. I'm a Star Trek fan. Quick and dirty here, fast car review. For those starved for content, it was definitely the least action of any Star Trek mini-series, movie, or show. If you've seen all of the other stuff. It did have a little bit. It was more talky. At the end of the day, did I enjoy it? Yeah, I enjoyed it. Would I have liked a more battle-centric show? Probably. But I can't say I'm mad at the lack of action. And it was the first season. You had to learn characters and a lot of backstory. Although it was kind of a continuation from what happened with the last show with the captain who was the black chick. But you didn't have to see that to get this. It's interesting how they wrote it. I had heard before watching this that it was terrible, it was shitty, but I don't listen to critics. And it was super woke and ruined like a lot of superhero movies that came out a couple years ago during the woke era and Biden and everybody was trans and gay and all of this. It wasn't as woke as I thought, but there was some wokeness. Without ruining any of the story, one of the most painful things is the most ruthless at combat, the most gangster race, the most hardcore Klingons. They had one in the show who was anti-war. He was love and peace, and he was gay. And he was biracial gay. I wasn't really ready for that. That was kind of woke. And they forced it on you a little bit. There was also two lesbian couples. I'll just leave it at that. And there was a trans that most people don't know. These are things that it wasn't pushed in your face too much, but they let you know who wrote this, without a doubt. I wonder if because wokes wrote this, there wasn't as much war and fighting as other Star Treks have. Although if you watch the news, this is my vid and my platform, let's be honest, these people are in the streets daily throwing bombs at the police and setting fires and protesting like complete idiots. The left, the Dems, the wokes. It's not us normal people doing it. Anyway, I enjoyed it. I don't feel like I watched it and went, oh man, I just wasted, 10 hours of my time. I enjoyed it. The ending, without saying anything about it, I was 85% happy with the ending. I don't know. Wow, I just saw that it got a 4.3 out of 10. But Rotten Tomatoes gave it an 88. I think it was closer to an 88 than a 4.3. Ooh, that's brutal. But I was pretty happy with the ending. I don't know if this is a one-time show. Is it going to lead to a season 2? Or is it going to lead to another show? Maybe it'll be canceled because it got a 4.3. I don't know. Should you watch this if you're a Star Trek fan? Yeah. The second review is going to be a lot shorter, which was Star Wars Underworld, animated, but this wasn't a kiddie thing. I won't get into it at all because there's a little bit of surprises to it. I enjoyed it. If you watched the Clone Wars and dug that style, what am I eating? A gyro, a big one, as you can see. If you dug the Clone Wars animated and that style, and you'll like this. And it fills in a couple of gaps for you in Star Trek, Star Wars lore, I suppose, canon. God, I hate that word. Is that watch? Somebody's like, can you? No, you don't have to see the Clone Wars to watch Underworld. There's a couple of percent of things that if you did see it, it would be cool. But you could just see this by yourself and kind of jump in. But a few things would make more sense if you're really into Star Wars and you know stories that have gone on before this. One is really neat, but I don't want to ruin the surprise. Should you watch it? Yeah. Yeah, I think you should watch it. All right, one or two questions, and then I'm going to end this. Which did you like better? Well, they're different franchises and universes. You know what I mean? I enjoyed them both for different reasons. Academy was a lot more content, being 10 hours versus the other one, I don't know, an hour and a half, something, I forget what it was. Any other questions? I want to end this. I I kind of tried to explain that about the Academy. Yeah, there was some wokeness that, listen, this is just my opinion. Are there gays out there? Are there lesbians? Are there trans? Are there interracial dating? Yeah. Um, Percentage wise versus normals, uh, it's a very small part of what goes on here in America or the world. It's not really true because there's countries where this doesn't happen. Uh, I I don't think everything has to be represented. It doesn't add to the story. Now I know there's going to be someone that says, "Why can't we be included? I'm a whatever trans lesbian or I like goats. We have every right." Yeah, but they don't have to talk about it, right? Or they can make less of a big deal about it. In my opinion, I don't think it adds anything to the story, right? You only have so much time and any of that stuff. But just so you know, I'm not a fan usually in non romantic movies, which I don't watch. Uh, I don't need to see an action movie, people humping, right, or a space show or movie. I don't need to see, yeah, people going at it. And why is it normally a flat missionary sex? Can't they show women doing what they were put here for and on their knees? Oh, did he say that? Yeah, Daddy said that. Let's see, what else? Anything interesting? Mm, Anything shock me? I'm gonna end on this. Mm, Minor little zaps The only thing shocking, does this really change? This doesn't really ruin anything. They have one. Well, yeah, this doesn't ruin anything. Vulcans are not called Vulcans anymore, number one. But there was one in the show, and he gets killed. One Vulcan. And he was alright. He went down, he was gangster. He went down in a interesting battle, let's just say. So they killed off the only one. So to all of the black people that say, why come in movies black people gotta die first? Freddy, Jason, they're always killing the black man. Well, black men didn't die. The Vulcan did. I don't know. Are they white? Uh, how much? Somebody said, how much is this true? We know your Space Force. Um, for legal reasons, I can't say that, but more than you know. And I would like to tell the public that this year you're in for a surprise concerning such things. And 2027, everything you know about life and history, and it's all going to change. I can't be more specific, but you're going to meet some new friends. Remember, Fast Car told you that. When it happens on the news, right, you're going to go, oh shit, Fast Car told us about that 2 years ago. And that's a fact. I could give you a date. Anyway, I'm going to end these reviews here. Anyone that you know as characters, I don't know who you know. Uh, uh, if you mean like from previous shows, yes, a couple people from previous shows are back. Well used. One just seemed to make a quick cameo. And actually, if you saw the show before Starfleet Academy with the black chick captain, I don't want to ruin it for you. Yeah, I'm not going to say that. But no, it's no big name actors or super hunky Marvel guys she's asking, or hot chicks. It's kind of, new people. But the acting was good. Yeah, I enjoy it. Do I say it's an 88%? Nope. Do I think it's a 4.3? Nope. I would say it's a 70. It's not like the Picard show. It's not like Jean-Luc show. It's not. Yeah. Although, if you just took the episodes of a season of even when Jean-Luc was the captain, they weren't all battle, battle, battle action. Some were think pieces, and some were talky. A couple each season were very wordy and not very pew pew. Okay. Yeah. Yeah, I could throw it on boosted laser too. It is weird that you guys here on the prep channel want my movie reviews on stuff. Like, this is not at all what we talk about normally. Really? I've never thought that in all these years. So you guys are storing up movies so when there's an apocalypse, disaster, end of the world, you can you'll have something to watch when there's no TV. Bad news. So you got all these cool shows and movies. I know some of you have, 100 of the hottest hits in the last 10 years. What if nothing significant happens and you never get to enjoy all these shows and movies? That make sense? That would It's kind of a shame. I mean, watch them and then store them. If years goes by, you'll forget some stuff. And, so you rewatch it. You know what's the... All right, guys. What am I going to watch now? I don't know. I just saw Percy Jackson like a week ago. That was okay. It was okay. On the fast car action sci-fi kind of lens, I gave Percy Jackson a 6. What, the Star Wars cartoon? Probably a 7, 7.5. It was no Mandalorian or, any Ahsoka or anything, if you're yeah. I don't know if I have anything else that's a sci-fi or action kind of thing. I'm thinking. Yeah, I think I've watched everything and reviewed it for you guys. All right. Anyway, I want to end this. So enjoy and let me know, anybody that watches either one, how you liked it and how you think my review is numerically. Yeah, that's a gyro burp. Uh, some some of the stories are not too far off Space Force life. Remember what I told you? 2027, you're gonna meet some new friends. That's a fact. That's a fast car promise. Wait and see.